So, allow me to make a movie recommendation. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Okay? Remember, the Zack Snyder part is very important because there was a Justice League movie that came out in 2017. That's not the movie that you need to watch. About a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, they released a director's cut of the Justice League movie. And that's the version you need to see. You need to find it, you need to watch it. Because I talk all the time about how everybody's talking about disclosure, but nobody's talking about how it's going to happen. It's already happening, it's been happening, but they're not going to just come out and tell you when something is like directly true or something has like a lot of truths in it. Okay, just to give you a quick backstory, Zack Snyder, he was the guy who made the Man of Steel movies, or the Man of Steel movie. Then he made Batman vs. Superman. And if you pay attention to how that series of events went, when Batman vs. Superman came out, there was so much just hatred and vitriol for that film. And if you really go back and study that whole like window in time, it's very strange because for a movie to just get that much hate, and when you look at the reviews, it would be like for no reason, just ridiculous reviews. Like, I mean, movies come out, sometimes movies aren't good, but that wasn't even close to not being good, okay? Or if you want to say it was a regular film, whatever, but people were literally just going out of their way to shut that film down. Maybe about a few months after that movie comes out, they start working on the Justice League films, okay? Well, he gets like kicked off the Justice League project. Well, not necessarily kicked off. What happened was his daughter committed suicide. I can't prove this, or I can't like say this for sure, but I feel like there was something really weird that went on with his daughter's suicide, because I think it had something to do with the fact of they were just trying to get him off of the project, because they kind of like, slapped his hand when Batman v Superman came out, but he kept going forward with Justice League. And I think the reason he kept getting in so much trouble is because what he was portraying in kind of in Batman v Superman, but a lot in Justice League. And that's why I say you got to see the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. There are elements in those movies, again, specifically in Justice League, that are like huge reveals. Like, not only is it like a situation where like they're kind of showing you something, like they're showing you exactly what a thing is, okay? And two things in those films, or in the Justice League film in particular, that you need to pay attention to. A, is there is an entity that they're fighting in the movie, the bad guy of the movie. His name is Steppenwolf. And how he is portrayed, how he looks, his horns, his demeanor, his appearance, even his 6 fingers. Steppenwolf is almost directly a translation of what certain entities look like, particularly certain versions of the Anunnaki look like, okay? Steppenwolf is dead on, like he's a dead ringer for what a lot of them look like. And they had a problem with that, and Zack Snyder, I guess, like, he had to deal with the consequences. Him and his team had to deal with the consequences for portraying something like that. But eventually it got out anyway, okay? Because that's what happened with his version of the movie. One of the things they changed about his version of the movie was the being Steppenwolf. They changed his look completely. And it's really funny. Once you if you compare the two versions, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. But Steppenwolf, the portrayal of Steppenwolf, the entity of Steppenwolf, and the beings that are the antagonists in that movie, the entity Darkseid, all the entities connected to him, how they are portrayed, and how they use their technology, especially this technology they use. I've mentioned it before because I've talked about like old school comic books, Jack Kirby. Remember I talked about the Anunnaki, and I talked about mother boxes, and I said that, you look at all these ancient depictions of the Anunnaki, and they're always carrying these devices with them, these devices, and it's like, why do they always have these like they look like little bags, but they're devices, and I said that they use those as like they're almost like supercomputers. Technology so advanced it almost seemed like magic, and that's one of the things they say in the movie. It's like technology so advanced it would appear as sorcery to the untrained eye. Um, that's one of the things they portray. These mother boxes in the movie, they let people just basically warp reality, bring people back from the dead, open up portals, do all kinds of things, and it's portrayed as like this amorphous, shifting type of metal. And not only do they use that type of metal for the mother boxes, they use that metal for even in like communication with one another. There are scenes where the villain is communicating with his people on the other side of the universe, or they say a different universe altogether, and they're communicating not through hologram, not through, through some audio voice modulator device. No, they're communicating through like this molten shifting metal. Okay, it's definitely something you need to see. um, I mean, I assume you can find it in most places. I mean, you can go out, like, if the DVD, if you buy DVDs, you can find it, or just go online and watch it. Like, come on, you should be able to find it anywhere online. But yeah, I highly recommend you watch it, you see it, and tell me what you think. It's like 4 hours, so pace yourself. But a lot of truths in that movie. Again, especially in how things are portrayed, like specifically how they look. A lot of truths in that movie. Anyway, take it easy. I'll talk to you soon.